Alf, even with all of our fancy special effects here at the Sports Card Dad YouTube channel, Geoff Wilson owns the sports card internet.
You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
How did this happen? What's going on, sports card hobby family? It is another day. It's another sports card video back again. Today we'll be talking about Geoff Wilson and the Sports Card Investor channel. How did we get to this place? Before I dive in, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com. 40 plus million cards in the database, baseball, football, basketball, Marvel. You can now grade through SGC, PSA, CGC directly through COMC. You can send cards off to auction through COMC. COMC, it is the place to be. Make sure to check out my links down below to take you there. Also, we've got the Air Show 23, the Michael Jordan Collectors Convention coming up at the end of April. Start planning for it now, if you can believe it. We are about to head into 2025 at the end of April. This is going to be a really fun show in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in my backyard. All Michael Jordan stuff, whether it be sports memorabilia or cards, all sorts of coolness. Reach out to me for more information about this show, whether it's exhibiting or attending. All right, I was in my YouTube studio page and I clicked on the inspiration button. Click over to you, hey, here's ideas to make videos off of. I'm like, okay, let's click on this. And literally the 3 videos right there, inspiration for you, for me, Geoff Wilson videos, all 3 of them. Something I've noticed as well is if I'm just watching something and it ends, sports card related video, it'll kick over usually to an SEI video, to a sports card investor video. The guy just dominates this thing, this algorithm. And so let's look at how does this happen? Why does this happen? Do we know why it happens? Maybe, maybe not. All right, so Geoff Wilson started the Sports Card Investor channel going back to summer, about 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, he started this channel. He's at about 350,000, a little over 350,000 subs in 5 years on YouTube. Now, the one thing that I will say is Geoff has not spared expense to build this channel. So as you can see, I mean, looking at my channel 4 years ago, is there a dramatic difference in kind of the way that I'm doing things? Not a dramatic difference. I still don't have a team outside of Frank. I don't have a camera outside of upgrading from an iPhone 4 or whatever I had back then to a 14, which is definitely a better camera, but I don't have a microphone. And for those that have been saying I need to get a microphone, it's in the mail, it's coming, I will have a better microphone. So 4 years later, we're upgrading the microphone. But no, Geoff has spent money to build this channel. I've been in his studio for the It's Geoff Wilson show a couple of different times. And it's like 5 different cameras. There's camera crew there. I mean, it is the business. But just because you have high production does not always guarantee results. Actually, it doesn't guarantee results at all. A lot of it, I would say most of it, is staying consistent and being able to put out a consistent show all the time, and also being able to vary your content to the taste of the viewing audience. And I think that can be a really tricky thing because it evolves over time. If we look at the content that was being watched going back 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years ago, there wasn't really a whole lot of commentary content. It's changed. It's changed quite a bit. And the amount of it has changed. When I go on to Google Keyword Planner and I look at the competition among keywords for sports cards, football cards, baseball cards, competition is high. For a hobby space, for the competition for keywords to be high, there's a lot of content now in the space, a whole lot of different types of content, but it falls mostly, that I've seen, into a few different buckets. One thing that I know hurts my channel to some degree is everyday content. Now, the consistency part is good, and I do it as kind of my daily routine, and it's kind of a fun, kind of an outlet for me to be able to do card content, collectibles content. But if you look at the SCI channel, they're posting about every 2.5 days, roughly. If you look at kind of when they post, and they might have, a back-to-back day occasionally, but for the most part, every 2.5 days, it lets videos be able to breathe and to be able to catch traction or regain traction. And that's something that I've never really allowed my channel to do. And part of the reason why this is important is because YouTube, for their homepage and for people that are not subscribed to the channel, or maybe aren't, maybe they watched a few sports card channels and now they're trying to kick over videos for that person to watch, there's only going to be one. So you kind of only get one shot at it at any given time. And so, yeah, it's great that I'm putting out daily content, but I'm not going to get 2 videos that are recommended to that person that's maybe never watched my channel before, or someone that's outside of this space where they're trying to recommend new things to somebody. You kind of get that one shot at a time. It's not going to be like, oh, you put out content every day, so yeah, this new person's going to have 3 videos on their feed, on their homepage to be able to choose from. That's not how YouTube operates. And so if you space out every 2-3 days, and a lot of channels, maybe it's twice a week, even once a week, and what you'll see once a week too, Sports Card Radio was a great example of this, where they were doing kind of their weekly live stream, occasionally mixing in a video. But even though they weren't putting out daily content or every other day or every 3 days necessarily, they were picking up a lot of traction. That was hitting the feed. It was hitting that homepage. So those videos did very well. They're kind of viral in our kind of little niche industry. And so sometimes less is more, but then the other part of that is the audience has to react to that video. So if you're doing it every 2-3 days or once a week, it's got to be a video that grabs on to kind of those new people to come in, or even subscribers to watch it. It can't just be like you're putting out, kind of like, half-ass type stuff every 3, 4, 5 days a week, and it's going to gain traction more than a daily video would. The YouTube algorithm has shown, it's proven that it changes all the time. It's not something that is predictable, or everybody would be great at it and know exactly how it works. It's very, very tricky. And so judging by the sports card investor content, and also when I look at large channels that are in this space, really most of the channels in this space that are larger, they are not commentary type content like mine. They're not. I mean, if we look at kind of the breakdown, let's look at Geoff's last month and which ones trended higher in terms of view count than the other ones. Dollar box hunting, opening a rare box, I think this was like 1980 Topps baseball or something like that. 3 hours of opening sports card boxes, and can you profit opening card boxes? So what does all of this, of course, have in common? Breaking, opening up new boxes, opening up new hobby boxes. And we have some of the bad news type content. Beckett's owner thrown in jail, breaker steals $1 million in card boxes. Of course, kind of that, the bad headline type stuff, that's gonna catch on as well. And then we've got, and this is another one that we've seen pretty popular over time, we spent $25K in 2 hours on sports cards. And this falls into kind of the lifestyles of the rich and famous. And this is across YouTube though. You have a video that's like, I spent $1 million on a new Lamborghini. People are going to click on it. They want to see wait, why did you buy that? What is it about the car? What's going on? I bought a $5 million mansion, whatever, I call that the lifestyles of the rich and famous content. And that's going to pull people in. It's the same reason why these shows like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or, Selling Sunset, these real estate shows that are in New York City or in Los Angeles, they're popular because these real estate agents are showing $20 million homes, or it's the New York City penthouse suite, they're selling for $10 million. And people like the average Joe is going to be like, dang, that's pretty crazy. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's also kind of like brainless, mindless. You can just put it on and like just sit back, and you don't have to do a whole lot of work. You can just like veg out and watch the drama unfold, etc. That's why these things are popular. Keeping up with the Kardashian stuff. Why are they so popular? Well, it's just simply because they're living this high-flying lifestyle. They're talking about it and they're throwing in drama into it, and people will watch it. It's just kind of that mindless thing that people are watching. For me, I've been on YouTube for almost 5 years in March. I'm really happy with the overall growth of the channel, but I also understand that there's going to be limitations to my growth just based on the fact that I am posting every day. Sometimes it's like twice a day. So you're not really going to get viral organic growth. My videos have always landed in kind of the 2,000 to 4,000, maybe 5,000 range. Some of them are like 1,000, 1,500 to 5,000 in that bucket. And again, that's simply because when you go to that kind of that homepage, that recommended page, just because I make a lot of content doesn't mean it's going to be filtered out. It's not going to shoot out to, it's not, a new person's not going to see 5 of my videos pop up at once. Doesn't work like that. So I will say that Geoff Wilson, dominating the space. It's been a well thought out plan. It's also been a fairly expensive journey to get there, but he does have some good shows. The one that I watched here recently, Slabs, and that was with Patrick Ryan's collection. That's one of my favorite episodes that those guys do, along with their like April Fool's show that they do once a year, every couple of years or whatever. It's also a really good show. But that Slab show, I like it because it's someone that's typically it's a high-end collection, but you're hearing kind of the why behind it. What's the background and why are these cards important to that person? I like hearing those types of stories. All right, my friends. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you a YouTuber? Are you planning to be a YouTuber heading into 2025? I'd like to hear your story. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.